Hi everyone, this is Thomas from Backscatter, and we are excited to introduce you to the new Hybrid Flash, the brightest flash and video light combination ever created, with a maximum guide number of f40 and a built-in 5,000 lumen video light. Now you can shoot big scenes with ease and capture video all with one versatile lighting tool. In this video, we're going to walk through the Hybrid Flash, checking out its physical characteristics and controls. Then we'll take a look at all of the modes, including Smart Control, Automatic TTL, and Remote Mode. We'll also cover its flash and video light capabilities, including your options to customize the beam angle and color temperature. By the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to know about the Hybrid Flash and why it is a versatile and powerful lighting solution. So let's dive in and check it out. First, let's check out the size and weight of the Hybrid Flash. The Hybrid Flash is a medium-sized strobe which can easily find a home on a small TG system all the way up to a pro-level full-frame rig. In air, it weighs 2.5 pounds or 1.14 kilograms, and its in-water weight is 0.5 pounds or 0.25 kilograms. At this size, the Hybrid Flash is perfect for travel. Now, let's take a look at the front of the strobe. The Hybrid Flash is equipped with two straight flash tubes that can fire at a maximum power of f40. Thanks to the built-in reflector system, the Hybrid Flash also has an incredibly even and wide beam angle at 120 degrees with no diffuser. Around the flash tubes, you'll find an array of LEDs for the Hybrid's wide, spot, and red focus light, as well as the 5,000 lumen wide-angle video light. The Hybrid uses a bayonet mounting system for diffusers and other accessories to mount to the front of the strobe to change the beam angle and color temperature. We'll go over all these items in detail a little later on. The front section of the strobe is composed of aluminum. This helps the Hybrid dissipate heat generated from the powerful flash and video lights. Underneath the strobe, we'll find the mounting post for the included 1-inch ball mount and the fiber optic sync ports. The Hybrid Flash is fiber optic only and uses a universal plug-style fiber optic cable. The cable simply plugs into place. The fiber optic sync port is also where the included light pipe is installed for remote shooting. If we head over to the back of the strobe, we'll see the battery compartment and controls. The battery cap is threaded, and when removed, it will reveal a double O-ring seal and sand gasket. The double O-ring seal offers 2 times the protection against leak-causing debris such as hair, lint, and fiber, while the sand gasket keeps fine sand from building up on the O-rings. The battery cap is threaded and comes to a hard stop when it is closed. And it also includes a built-in overpressure relief valve for safety reasons. The Hybrid Flash uses two 21700 lithium-ion batteries, specifically the NL2153 HPs from Nitecore. These are the only batteries approved so far for use with the Hybrid, as they offer safety features and enough power to allow the strobe to function properly. Thanks to the high-capacity 21700s, you can spend more time shooting and less time changing batteries. At max power of f40, the Hybrid Flash can fire 375 flashes per charge. And at full power of f29, it can fire over 1,000 flashes for a full day of diving. In most shooting scenarios, you can easily get 2,000 flashes out of a single charge, meaning the battery life is more than enough to keep up with the fast recycle and high power of the Hybrid Flash. Like any lithium-ion batteries, these batteries can only be carried on with you if you are traveling by air and should never be left alone while charging to prevent any emergencies. Just underneath the battery compartment, we can find the controls. The Hybrid Flash has 2 dials and 2 buttons. The dials control mode and power, while the buttons control video light modes and the test flash. Both dials are radically different in shape and color, making them extremely easy to identify by touch alone or with just a quick glance. The dials also have clear stopping points, making finding maximum power or your mode easy. Between the dials, you'll find the main indicator light. This is color-coded to display your mode and serves as the ready light to let you know exactly when the flash has fully recycled. The test indicator light will lighten up in the smart control modes, with blue indicating smart control is set to Olympus and OM system cameras, and white for Sony. Next, let's check out all the modes on the Hybrid Flash. If you are a purist when it comes to underwater photography and all you want is a strobe with a flash that you can control, we put manual as the first mode on the dial just for you. In manual mode, you control the strobe using the power dial, which is broken up into 12 power levels in half-stop increments. The Hybrid Flash is also equipped with automatic pre-flash cancellation in manual mode. Just take a single test flash with your camera and the Hybrid Flash will sync with your trigger and store it in the flash's memory. If you only have a single flash manual trigger, learning mode can be disabled at your convenience. Check out our pre-flash cancellation setup video for everything you need to know on how to use this feature. Following manual, the next modes are Smart Control and Smart Control Macro. The Hybrid Flash is the first production strobe to have Olympus, OM system, and Sony automatic TTL exposure using the Backscatter Smart Control system. Smart Control TTL exposure utilizes OM system RC mode and Sony's native TTL protocol, which is much more accurate than mimic TTL systems. Standard Smart Control mode is perfect for wide-angle and larger subjects, while Smart Control Macro will tailor the flash output for close-up shooting inches away from the lens. The Hybrid Flash also includes an underexposure warning, which sounds when the strobe has reached maximum output. If the resulting image is too dark, get closer, increase ISO, or open up the aperture to properly expose the image. Next up is high-speed sync, or HSS. This allows you to exceed the flash sync speed limit of your camera when using a compatible flash trigger. High-speed sync allows for wider, open apertures while still being able to maintain a darker background that otherwise would be impossible at slower shutter speeds. Olympus and OM system mirrorless cameras can achieve high-speed sync through clip-on or a built-in flash or RC flash triggers. Sony mirrorless cameras can achieve high-speed sync using the Backscatter Sony Smart Control trigger. Third-party flash triggers such as UW Technics and Turtle TTL will also allow you to use high-speed sync with Sony, Olympus, and OM system, as well as Panasonic, Canon, and Nikon. The next mode is one of the coolest and our favorite feature of the Hybrid Flash, remote mode. In remote mode, not only can you remotely trigger the strobe, you can also remotely control the power setting wirelessly. This is the same system used by the Mini Flash 2, and both strobes can be used interchangeably. Remote shooting is perfect for off-camera side lighting, backlighting, or snooting, and is best used with the Backscatter remote lighting muck stick. Remote mode will require at least 2 hybrid flashes. One attached to the housing with a fiber optic cable, just as if you were shooting it normally, and the second strobe off camera equipped with the included light pipe. With the on-camera hybrid flash, you are able to beam over signals to change power levels and to trigger the off-camera strobe which lights the scene. If the image is too bright, you can easily change the power by beaming over a new setting wirelessly. The benefit of remote mode is that you do not need to swim over to change power levels. This means you can stay in one place without disturbing your scene. The optional IR filter can be used with the on-camera hybrid flash, so only the off-camera's flash light shows up in your image. The IR filter blocks all visible light while still allowing it to trigger the remote strobe. To further enhance remote mode macro shooting, we will also be releasing a snoot for the hybrid flash later on. For a deep dive into remote shooting, check out our remote shooting guide for even more information. Following remote mode is SOS. In this mode, the LEDs of the hybrid flash will send out a short LED ping at regular intervals. The LED ping will last over 20 hours at full charge, providing you with plenty of signaling time. When in this mode, you can also press and hold the mode button to activate the alert function, which causes the LEDs to rapidly pulse. This is perfect for getting a buddy's attention or to draw attention to yourself in a rescue situation. The last mode on the hybrid flash is video. The 5,000 lumen video light has a beam angle of 90 degrees with a smooth, even beam and is perfect for picking up clips between shots or use as a dedicated video light. This mode is placed last on the mode dial intentionally, so you can easily switch between photo and video modes without looking. In video mode, the light will power on and you can cycle through the 3 different power levels and power the light off using the mode button. At max power, the total runtime is 45 minutes, before gradually ramping down to the next power level for a total of 90 minutes. Even longer runtimes can be achieved by using a lower power or turning off the light between shots. Thanks to the built-in power management, the hybrid flash won't leave you hanging without a light when you need it most or during long night dives. In all modes except for SOS and video, the hybrid flash can use its 2,000 lumen wide, 1,000 lumen spot, and red target lights. These are powered on by clicking the mode button. Clicking the mode button again will cycle through the 3 different powers. By holding the mode button, you can change the target light mode. The wide target light is perfect for use as a general focus light, while spot mode is better suited for specific macro work. Red mode is great for night diving to avoid swarmies or to sneak up on skittish subjects. The other button you'll find on the back is the test button. The test button will fire a test flash at any power selected on the power dial in any flash mode. This can also be used for getting your buddy's attention, light painting, and emergency signaling. The hybrid flash is significantly brighter at maximum power than most people are used to shooting. At guide number 40, it generates a lot of light, but it also generates a significant amount of heat if shot in rapid succession at that power level. The hybrid flash manages this with an aluminum flash head, internal heatsink, and multiple temperature sensors. These thermal protections will keep you shooting throughout the entire dive. We recommend starting at full, guide number 29, which is more than enough light to tackle most situations. Above full power, the hybrid flash has 2 boost modes. These are the brightest power levels and best used for extra large scenes or shooting with diffusers to spread the light while maintaining a very bright output with plenty of reach. Boost Plus 1 is rated at guide number 34, while Boost Plus 2 is the hybrid's maximum power at guide number 40. Now, if you're firing like crazy in boost mode, you may hear the thermal warning beep. That's the hybrid's way of telling you, easy there, turbo, things are heating up. But have no fear. The hybrid flash will reduce the power in small increments and will automatically manage thermal buildup, so you never have to worry about it. For even more info of all the thermal protection features built into the hybrid flash, check out the manual, which is available for download. Let's take a moment to talk about the other flash characteristics of the hybrid flash, starting with the beam angle. Without a diffuser, the hybrid flash is at its brightest, covering 120 degrees. The flash on its own is extremely even with no major gaps or hot spots. Adding the included flat diffuser, the hybrid flash will soften and widen the beam to 140 degrees. This is best used for wide scenes and subjects, as the beam will spread more evenly with a softer drop-off on the edges. The hybrid flash also has optional dome diffusers. These increase the coverage of the strobe to 160 degrees and provide the softest, most even beam from the strobe for the largest scenes in the best visibility. In addition to selecting the angle of coverage, you can also select your color temperature. Without a diffuser, the color temperature is measured at 6500 Kelvin, or you can use the included white flat diffuser for a slightly warmer color. Optional 4500 Kelvin and 5500 Kelvin warming dome and flat diffusers can be used to further change the color temperature. 4500 Kelvin is perfect for adding richer blue backgrounds at shallower depths or changing green water backgrounds from green to blue. The 5500 Kelvin diffusers match the color temperature of daylight and are perfect for model shoots, giving more saturated skin tones. For a completely different look to your image, you can use the blue ambient diffusers. Available as both flat and domes, they produce images with a more natural light appearance. The ambient blue matches the color temperature of the strobe to the surrounding water, rather than adding a new color into the scene with warm strobe light. This effectively fills in the shadows of the image, matching the natural light of the environment around the subject as a single color. The blue ambient diffusers are optimized to work in blue water with good visibility, at depths of 10 to 35 feet for the best results. To learn more about when and how to use all of these diffusers, check out our hybrid flash diffuser video linked below. Not only is the hybrid flash bright, wide, and even, it also has incredibly fast recycle speeds. At max power of +2 at guide number 40, the full recycle time is 2.17 seconds. The fastest it can fire regardless of full recharge is 1.67 seconds, meaning no missed shots. When shooting in continuous firing modes with the camera, rapid recycle times let you catch action and behavior that was otherwise impossible to capture. You can shoot 10 frames per second at quarter power to 1/8 power, 20 frames at 1/8 power, and 30 frames at 1 click below 1/8 power. At these powers, you can easily keep up with continuous firing modes with no blacked out frames. The hybrid flash is a true workhorse, allowing you to shoot all day without completely draining your battery, and you can easily get thousands of shots off a single charge. Remember, when comparing flash recycle times between different strobes, always compare them at the same guide number for an equal comparison. Now let's jump into the camera nerd section of the video and talk about flash duration. Flash duration is how long the flash tube is lit up when the strobe fires. This is measured in hundredths of a second. If the flash duration of a strobe is slower than the shutter speed of your camera, the flash will be cut off by the shutter and the flash will appear diminished in your photo. The hybrid flash has a flash duration of 1/440th of a second at +2, allowing it to keep up with all DSLR and mirrorless cameras' flash sync speeds with mechanical shutters. At +1, the speed increases to 1/900th of a second, which provides plenty of freedom for cameras not subjected to sync speed limits, such as global shutter mirrorless or compact cameras, to further knock down ambient light scenes while still using the full effect of the flash. Well, that was just a glimpse of the power and versatility of the Backscatter Hybrid Flash. With a maximum flash power of f40 combined with a built-in 5,000 lumen video light, it is the brightest strobe and video light combo ever created. This combined with the wide, even beam will allow you to light the biggest scenes with ease. The Hybrid has you covered whether you need manual flash or accurate automatic TTL for Olympus, OM System, and Sony cameras using the Smart Control modes. It is perfect for creative shooting with high-speed sync, or for shooting off-camera in remote mode between two hybrid flashes or alongside the Mini Flash 2. You can further customize the hybrid flash with optional diffusers to change your beam angle and color temperature. The hybrid flash is available to order from Backscatter or any of our authorized dealers worldwide. For the full article, sample images, and other videos, check out the link below and order yours today. If you have any questions, we are just a phone call or an email away. Your purchases with Backscatter or any of our dealers worldwide always include lifetime tech support, and we dive, shoot, and service everything that we sell. This is Thomas from Backscatter, and I'll see you next time.